All right, so we started with this our project yesterday. We're able to, install our WordPress sites, and at the same time, uh, install the necessary plugins that we need for our portfolio, and at the same time, pick a team that already have the structure of what we have. So instead of us creating all these things from scratch, we just use a theme, and along with its dummy data, we're able to import everything. But we need to adjust what we have here. The first thing we need to do is to update our home. Yesterday we created our own page for the home, but after installing the theme, it comes with its home. That's why you see that we have to go to this home here. But the one we created for ourselves is this home page. So clicking on it, you'll see that it will go to that page, whereas the page is just normal home. So we need to go to our dashboard to update. Let me close all this one that we don't need right now. So we need to go into our dashboard, and to go to dashboard, you can just over on this. You are going to get over on this. So you are going to get the dashboard, then right click on it and open that one if you don't have it open before. But I already have them open here, so I can just switch back to the tab that I need like that. But let me close all this one for now because we don't need them like that. So this plugin page, so I don't need it because I already opened it down here. And for this setup, we are done with that, with the theme setup. So let me come up here. So that thing is taking us back to our dashboard where you can hide any of this information if you don't need them like that, which is the theme that we're using. So they're just telling us to upgrade or to do some other setting in case you need that. So the first thing we want to do is to go back into the setting, and under the reading, that's where we updated our static page. So you need to go back there and change it to the home page of what this thing generates for us. So we need to go there. This is what we are using. We're using the home page that was created by us, but we need to choose the one that was created by the team, because that's where we have all the details, and you can click on save change. So which means when we get to this thing, it will always display the page that we want. So once it's done saving, like that, yeah. So once it's done, you can go back to your page without adding the home again there. So you can just reload your site directly, and it's always going to display what we have. So now it's setting it as a page, so we need to delete that dummy page that we are using. So we can go back to the pages, all the pages that we have there, and then we remove the home. Please, you need to remove the correct one. Don't go and remove the one that was generated for us there like that. As you can see, the one we need to remove from my own side, the one I need to remove is this home page. So like that, this is the one that was created for us. As you can see, front page from the Elementor there like that. So what we just need to do is to trash this one because we don't want it. It's showing at the menu. We're going to get there too soon. You can adjust the menu. What do you want to show on your menu? What you don't want to show? Yeah, so that one has been trashed. So going back to our home, we shouldn't see anything like a home page again once you reload the page. So once the page is reloaded, yeah, so as you can see, yeah, it's gone. But all the items that I have here too, this is not what we want to have, even though it's here already, because they've already had them here like that. As you can see, we have the about, service, portfolio, blog, and contact. But all these items that I have here, I want to have them too at the top. But I don't know yet. Maybe it actually have it on mobile. So let me check the mobile design. So open the stuff, and as you can see, it's still showing all those ones that I don't want. So let me close it, and let me remove this mobile stuff like that. So all this one, we're going to replace it with this. But these links here, they are not really going to a different page. They are linking to a particular section on the page, which is something I talked about. So we have URL scheme, because when you're talking about URL, there are different parts of URL that you need to know their names like that. So on the URL, we have the domain like that, but the domain too is still divided into top level domain. We have the sub domain. because under a particular site or inside a room or inside a house, you can go to different rooms there. So you can think of a domain as like a company, but under that company, you have a sub companies that comes on like Dangote now. So you know that Dangote group of company. But under that, it you have cement, you have sugar, and all those things. So the same thing too with the URL. There are different parts of it like that. So we have the host, which you can technical, or let me use the image so that it will be clearer there like that. So you need to know all these parts of URL that we have, because uh, you can pass information through the URL later on through what we call query params, and again you can, you know, specify what you are looking for on the site, which will, or the page you are looking for. So we normally call it the path. So the inside the room or inside the house, you have different rooms. So how do you get to a particular room you want? You mention the number. So I'm going to room, or I'm going to room 2, room 3. So the same thing with the URL too. Under the particular site, there are different pages. So how do you talk to it that you want to go to a particular page? You give it uh the address or that particular area you are going to. So for example, if you look at this URL, as you can see, this www stuff here is what we call the sub domain like that. And what is subdomain? The actual domain is this example.co.uk, so which is the link itself. But under that link or whatever the site you want to use it for, you can actually go to another application under it. So yeah, that's why you see when you go to some site, you see that they use like app.so stuff, or they go to portal.so. So all those, the stuff that come before that dot of that domain, they are known as subdomain. But this one is the major one, or let's say the default application that you want to show, where they don't mention any of the subdomain that they want to use on the site like that. Each app or different app come with their, as you can see this one now, I have studio.youtube.com. So when you go to here, see that the way it's displaying is quite different from the normal YouTube. If you go to youtube.com, you know that you get the videos you see, but this one now is still part of YouTube, but this is another application entirely. So how do you now incorporate into the URL? So that's where the sub domain comes in. So when you go to studio.youtube.com, you are going to go to the dashboard to manage all the video. But when you now go to YouTube or www.youtube.com, no, that's the default one. It will just show the application for displaying all the video, and you can watch whatever you want to watch there like that. So that's what we call the subdomain. So under a particular um, site, you can have different applications, and each one of them you can assign a subdomain to them, so that you don't need to buy a separate domain for them. It's still the same domain, but they are in a sub this thing. So www is the default one like that, then followed by the actual domain that you want. Again, we have the path. The path is the actual uh page you are looking for in that particular application that you want to work with. And as you can see this one too here, so you can see that slash playlist. I'm inside this application, but I'm currently looking at all my playlists like that. But I can actually go to another page entirely, depending on how the YouTube structure they are this thing like that. So depending on how they structure it, why is this thing taking time? But let me just go back there. So just like our page that we're working on, you see that we have different pages that we can go to. So if you want to go to my contact now, once you click on it, you see that the URL, we append the path for that particular, as you can see now, it's now slash my contact. So this my contact here is what we call the path, because that's what you need to put there in order for you to get to that page. You see that particular application or the site, but you have different pages. And how do you get to those pages? You are going to be using the path or the name of the file. You know, when you're dealing with normal HTML, what you just use is the name of the file. But here, you know, we are dealing with advanced stuff, so they deal with path. And those ones too, you can even map them when you're deploying. But instead of you doing all this work yourself, that's what we are doing, or we are using WordPress. And that's this one we do this in there yesterday. Like this thing was done here yesterday under the permanent links, where we pick the type of the link that we want based on where we want to go. And we are using that simple one because it's quite easy. You just need to type the name, and it will bring out whatever page that that thing is corresponding to like that. But on that page too, there are different actions you can carry out, and some of the action you want to carry out, or some of the data you want to use, or you based on the way you want that page to behave, you can actually send some other information. So which is what we call the query string or query parameter. So anytime I go to this search, so that I'm passing this doc ID, then based on this ID, the page knows what to do or what to display, because I already send the ID of the document that I want to display. So it will read it, then bring the document that matches this ID again to based on whatever you pass into it. And yesterday I talked about this fragment, which is a way of you, connecting to a particular section on the page so that your page can scroll to that area, which is what this thing is using here. Because you can see there are different sections on this page. You have the about page, you have the services page section, you have the portfolio section like that, and you have the blog section. So, and we want to have something that user can click on to take them to that particular section on the page. So you can use fragments to achieve that. So each one of the page or each one of the section you want to link to are going to have ID, and the ID of that section is what is going to follow the hash, so that when you get to, or when you click on the link, or when you have it in the URL and you click on it, you see that it will be added to the URL. So once the browser sees that there is this fragment there, it will look for the element that have that ID on the page, and once it can find it, then it will scroll to that section like that. So if I click on blog, it will look for where there is an ID blog. So since you can find it on one of the elements here, that's why it is showing. So if I right click on this, you're going to see there's one ID somewhere there like that. So let's see where's the elements. So where's our, let me scroll down. Yeah, I think it is here. So no, it should be down. It's not portfolio that we're checking. I think it is a blog. Yeah, so somewhere here we just need to look at the container where this all these items are coming from, and as you can see, it's going to give the, can you see the ID there? So the ID is blog. So, and if you check it, can you see the what we have in the URL? So it will look for the element that have that ID, and it will scroll to that part. But if there is no element with that ID on the page, then it will not do anything. It will just stay at the top. So no error will be shown, just that it will not scroll to that section. And that's the same thing we want to do at this top here, like that. So we want to create all this menu at the top too, rather than having it here like that. We want it to be at the top too. So how do you modify the header of your theme like that? So whatever themes you are using, under the appearance, you're going to see that they have a way of you customizing this stuff like that. As you can see, it have the menus, it have the header, it have the background, and it have the theme file editor in case you want to edit the CSS, HTML, and all those other files that they use to generate this stuff. So, but most of the time, you don't need to come here. The time you actually come here is maybe when you need to, customize the theme yourself from scratch and do a lot. As you can see, this thing will warn you, because once you make any mistake here, it can crash your application like that. Because all this thing, they are really doing a lot. As you can see, all the CSS, everything, you can just come here, update the one you need to update. But instead of you doing it here, you can use their editor to manage the stuff. So if you want to deal with the comment, the footer, but all this thing, they are PHP file, which still include HTML, CSS, and JavaScript codes, because that's just the PHP. As you can see, what they are going to be saying there is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code. But as you can see, some stuff here like this PHP, this is the language. So whatever that is in between this stuff and at the end of this thing, they are PHP code, which means it's going to interpret them. And as you can see, what they are doing, they are using this thing to get the blog info. And what are you getting there? They are getting the name. And that's the reason why you see that if you go to the page like this, whatever the name of your this thing is going to be here automatically, because they are getting it from the PHP. All the setting has been saved. So that thing is not getting the name of your blog. So once you change the name, you see that this place will update automatically. You don't need to be changing it over. And that's the reason why most of the time you don't need to come here, because once you update any of this info from the widget that is provided for you, or the setting that is provided for you, it will update them here. Because the way they do the stuff, they are not at coding the value. They are not just typing the value. It's getting the details from the data that is saved. And as you can see too, the copyright, then all right, reserve, whatever stuff, everything here, and you can update it to, as you can see this one now, developed by this thing that is showing. So we don't want to show the name of this person like that, so we can just say developed by Mayoverse like that. So from there I can just update the file like that. Then once this thing is done, we can go back to the page and check it, and you see that we are going to have the updated this thing once we refresh the stuff. Why am I this thing slowing down today? Yeah, as you can see now, it has been changed to the text that I just. So the only time you come here is when you want to do some advanced stuff, and it's not every time that you always come to this side. So they're giving you all the setting here to modify whatever it needs to modify on the theme. So we can click on these headers like this, and it's going to take us to a page where we can modify what we have. Again, too, if you want to modify the menu that you are seeing at the top, you can just click on the menu. It will take us to the page where you can remove the item from the menu or add anyone that you want to add there like that. So let me just wait for it. So it's going to bring out this settings out for us. There's some stuff that I need to show here, but it's still loading. And as you can see now, it's come with all the settings. And the setting you're going to be seeing here is depending on the theme that you are using. So this is where we can customize the color of our this is the site identity, where you can change the logo and as you can see, the header image in case you want to use it like that, or click on the site identity, and as you can see, that logo that is showing here, we can replace it, or you can even click on the edit button like that. So let me hide the control so that I can show so we can edit the stuff, and we can update whatever we need to update there like that. But let me bring out this thing out. So this is the logo. As you can see, this is the name of the site in case you want to change it. This is a tagline like that if you want to put the stuff there. And again, so as you can see, the icon, as you see, it's showing it, which is that wave icon. So if you want to change it, you can change it from here. You can change your logo at the top, and as you can see, they've given you what you need. So the site icon is what you see in the browser, whatever, so, and at least it should be this 512 by 512 pixels like that. Again, you can change your logo, then you upload, assuming you have it, then you upload it in your application. But you know, we don't have any logo, so we just leave that one like that. So this is where you change that. So for the colors, as you can see, this thing have some default theme color that is using. So header text color, then the background color of that header, you know, it's using white at the top. So what if I don't need white? I can just change it to any other color that I want, but I'm not going to change it. So I'm going to go back like that. Again too, we have this header image in case you want to add the image at the back of the stuff like that. Again, background image, as you can see, this thing is have this kind of a like background at the back of the stuff like that. So if you want to change, so this is the major thing that we are here for, which is the menu. So this is where you can control the menu that you have at the top like that. So you can, as you can see, have the about, services, portfolio, blog, and contacts. So they have this their custom menu. So that custom menu is what was showing here that time by the site. So let me collapse this thing. See that this thing that was showing. So that's the menu. But you can actually change the one at this place too. So you have to know which type of the menu you want, because you can see this one is one page menu, so which is the one by the side. But that's not the one I actually need. So we have something known as a primary menu. So primary menu is the one that used to be at the top here like that. You only see that one a lot. You only see that one a lot on this thing, but you can actually change the type of the menu, and again you can view the menu you want, as you can see for the primary, and from there you can customize, or you can even add your own menu and place it on wherever you want it to be on the page like that. So this is what you're going to do. If you have any widgets, you can add them here, but we don't really have any widgets because they did not give us any widget. So the home setting, which is something we've done already from that this thing. So the static page we want to show, that one has been done. Again, if there is any other additional CSS, you can just add them displays there like that, and you can use it on any of the elements you need later on like that. But this is not so I'm going to close it. So those changes that I've made before, I'm just going to let it go because I don't want that thing to change what I have here like that. So I can go back to the page, and again it have this customize, which is another page entirely to customize everything you have about this thing. But I told you we're not going to be using all this. We're going to be using Elementor directly because it's kind of easier to change thing, which is still the same thing as what it's showing, because I don't like this side because it's not that easy to change things here like that. So let me just go back because we don't need to customize anything here. Hope I'm okay. I'm recording. Yeah, I'm recording. So which other thing that we need? So this menu too, which is still going to take us to that place, but that menu is not showing correctly the way I want it to. Yeah, so as you can see here now, this is what I need in order for you to change the menu that we want. So again, we have different type of menu. They have one that has been created for, which is this one page menu like that. Again, you too, you can create your own or you can add to it. Those menu by the side, this is where you can adjust what you want to show. And if you click on it, you see what they are using there. Can you see? It's just that hash about. So which is that's the reason you see that the thing is adding that stuff by the URL like that. Again, you can add anything you want to add to the menu, or you too, you can create your own menu like that. But that is not what I need the primary menu. This is the primary. That one at the top is what we call the primary menu. Oh, this seems the way you're showing it. Okay, we have this because it's only showing the menu for this. Is not showing the other one. Let me check this manage location like that. So we have so you can see we have primary menu and we have the one for this is the mobile. So let me go back to that place. So that primary one is what you are seeing here, and for the mobile one, that's this. There is this one. So whatever you want to display here, this is where you are going to control the stuff. And so we can edit it, or you can even add another one into it. But I want to edit it. I don't want to add any other thing into it like that. And what do we have there? No, it's not even showing. Yeah, this primary menu. Let me see what is going to show, because this theme has changed a lot of it's not using primary menu. So let me create another one. Where is it? Let me use custom link. So this is where you can create your own this thing. So let me just put it here, testing, and from there let's just put hash testing like that. We don't have anything like that here, but let me just oh, what did I put? How does this thing change? This is what I put now. I mean, I'm the one that types something else. So this one's supposed to be testing, because this is what you want to show, the text you want to show. Then add, then it's going to add the stuff by this side. As you can see, it's not here, because whatever menu you have, they are going to show by this side. Let me add another one. This should be T like that. So testing 2, because normally that one at the top supposed to be here, but I don't know why that team is doing it like that. But let me save the menu. So save, oh, the name, let me give it a name. Let me just say my theme or my menu like that, so we can save the stuff. And this menu later on, you can place it anywhere you want on the page based on the theme you're using. But let me see what this theme is doing like that. So let me save it. um so, but these are different type of links you can put on your menu. So you can put a page. It have to be a page that you've already created before. If it's a post, then you can link to, as you can see, you select any of the posts you want to put as part of your menu there. So we have the custom link, which is what I use now. So this one allows you to link to any other thing you want yourself. Again, if it is category you want to connect to, so this our post that we have actually come with this in here, this category, which is something you can view or create another one later on from the post there. Again, you have some other icon or other setting you can do. So what are the icons you want to use and some other things like that, depending on the theme, because this is not how it display for all of them. It comes out based on this thing that you are using, the theme you are using. But the major thing we need to work on right now is the content on the page. So let's work on the content on the page. What did you, yeah, so you see that I've changed my menu to this thing like that, the new one that I just put. But I don't like it, so I will just go back to the one that is there. So this is my own, but this is the one they have for like that. So I can just select the menu to edit like that, and we just take it as our primary. And don't know why this Teams is changing or putting this in at that side. But I'm going to check whether they are using external stuff to modify the one at the top, because you can actually use your this thing uh to modify the one at the top there, instead of putting them by the side like this. So let me wait for it to load. So how do we edit the content on the page? So how do we edit the content now? This is what I was expecting before. So now it has put all this menu where I want it. So we have this about, we have the services, we have the portfolio, we have the blog, and we have the contact. So if I click on the about, it should be here, which is still at the top already. So if I click on services, then it's going to go to the service section. If I click on this, it's going to go. So I don't need this one that is by this side, because I prefer it at the top here. So but how do we remove this one now? We don't need that section. So in order for you to edit the page from that same UI, you have all these settings at the top, which you can click on this edit with Elementor. But I don't want to replace this page, because I always want this page to be the front end where I'm going to see how it's going to look like. So we can go back to this place, and we go to the pages. Any pages you want to edit, you can just come to this page, and you click with edit with Elementor. It's still going to take you to that page. As you can see here, we have the edit with Elementor like that. So we can click on it, and once it's done, it will take us to that interface of Elementor, where you can do your drag and drop, add any element, remove whatever you want to remove on that page. So all this in their container. Now there are three things there: one card by this side, the one at the middle that have the details, and the last one that is that menu there. But I don't like that one, so I want to remove it. So we need to come to the Elementor page, where you can edit the contents that you have on the page. Again too, I'm not going to be using this name. I'm going to change it to my name. Again too, I'm not into creative digital marketing. I'm into web development. So we need to update all these contents that we have here like that. For this portfolio, I don't need to change them, but it's something you can update in case you need to update them like that, because they are just different posts on their own. So if I click on, it's not even connected at all. So it's not connected to any post, but we can actually create a post for it so that it will display the entire description, but they did not put anything like that. So is it downloading this Elementor sometime? Yeah, so it's done like that. And as you can see, all these things are just one container inside another container. You have your structure here, so you can even over on top of it to select any one of them, and it's going to show it to us here. So I just click on it. So any one of them you need, just click on the container from here, then it's going to show the container for you. But this is the one I want to select here, so we can just right click on it, and you see the delete like that, which is going to remove that container. But I don't want to have anything here, so I'm still going to delete this one like that. So how many things is it? So now, as you can see, we only have the two. So but now it's not there yet, so everything you're doing is not there yet. So in order for it to be feasible to the outside user, we need to publish the changes like that. Or you can even save if you want to save, and you can save as, but that's not what I want. I want to publish. As you can see, you have save draft in case you don't want to show it yet, and you still want to have this thing saved, so you can save draft. But once you publish, it means whatever you've done here is going to be visible to everybody like that. So once I reload the page, that section now is going to be out. As you can see now, we don't have it again. But this spacing is too much like that. So we can go back there. You know, yesterday I mentioned that all these things, they are just like you are working with your normal CSS like that. So if you look at it, they're in a container like that. And if you look at the container under the advanced section, so let me see, is there a gap? Let me, so from the layout, let me check what is here. So the weight is this. Is there a gap in between them? As you can see, the gap is this 20 pixels like that, which I think I can, let me see, because I have multiple container here that is there, or no, let me put that 0 the way it is. So let me check the container that is holding the two of them, because you can see the line. So there's a container that is holding. We have to find that container that is holding the two of them. So this is the one on the, this is the one by this side, and this is the, where's the other one? So let me collapse this. I want this thing to show the one by the side. So where's this one? So it's still this. It's still this. This person, how many container are you using? So if you look at it, there is this container here, which is one that contains these two. Then inside it, we have this, and let me see, we have, yeah, so this is what I'm looking for. So if you look at it, this container is for this, and this container is for this. But there is one container that is holding the two of them, which is the one and looking for. And as you can see, the gap is 25 like that. So instead of it to be 25, so let me just use 10 like this. How is it saving? Why are you saving? So let me just try this 10. And again, let me check the width of each one of them, because that's another thing like that. So checking this container. So where is this? No, not you. It is this one that we have here like that. And what do we want to do? As you can see, the width of the stuff is taking 68. You need to be looking at the unit, not 68 pixels. It's taking 68%. But what, that's not what I want. So what I want this thing to do is let's increase it a little bit. As you can see now, it's going to close that gap. But I think 70 should be okay. No, let's say 72 like this, so that we have just simple space. But instead of us doing it like this, we can actually control them from the parent, because you know, these people now, these people that are doing this, they are designer. They are not like a developer that, you know, from the container itself, you can actually control the spacing. You know, the sample that I showed yesterday, you know, give us the one that can have small by this side and the other one taking the remaining space. You know that everything is 100%. So what we just need to do is to come to this one, check how many percentage are you taking. So whatever the percent this one is taking, then we remove it from the 100. Then what is left is what this one will just take. So instead of doing this, select this in. Where is it? So the first container here, where are you? So this first container, as you can see, is taking 24. So instead of it to be like this, what we can do is that this one will be 30 like this, while this one is going to be 70 like that, because this one is not going more than what? So 70 like that. And as you can see, it's now every, because you know that when you're dealing with percentage, the container is always, or it can't go more than 100%. So when you give one item, then remove that one from the 100, the remaining one is what is going to go to the other one like that. So now you can see they are not joining together. There is still a gap in between them. Why? Because the container that is holding them, the container that is, so if you go to the layout and you scroll down, can you see there's a gap of 10 pixels like that. So if I use 20, as you can see, it will increase the gap in between them. And this is what I like, because from the parent, you can quickly control the spacing in between all the items, not that you start going to each one of them to be calculating the stuff on your head. So what you need to know the element. Once you know the spacing is going to take, give the percentage, then the spacing you need between them, do it from the parent like that, and this thing is going to work. And again, too, as you can see, we have the direction where you can change from the horizontal to column. Then you can reverse in the row or in this side like that. But that's not what we want to do. So let's just update the title. So once you want to, if you want to update any of the content, just click on the pencil icon like that, or you can even double click on it, or you see the option by this side. Anyway, you can change it from here directly, or you can come here to update the content. So instead of it to be here, I'm going to be using this, just going to use this name like that. What if you want to change the picture? The same thing too. Click on edit. It will bring out the widget setting because they are using image at that particular side like that. So what do we want to do? What we want to do is to change. So you can just click on it and you upload whatever image that you want to put there like that. But I don't think we have any other image here. I don't think I have my image here, so I'm just going to close it and leave it like that. But here now, the same thing. We want to edit this text, and as you can see, it's here. And again, this one is not just normal heading text. This is a or this is still heading text too. But here now, I want to have this. I'm a creative. Let's just say WordPress. So since we are dealing with WordPress, we're just going to say WordPress developer like this. An AI Pro content creator. I don't know about that one, so I'm just going to leave it like that. So, and once the thing is done updating, you are going to see the content coming out. But don't forget, once you are done with your update, you need to publish. But if you are not, you might actually save as a draft. So, which means this content now, this is I don't want to see it yet. Well, I don't want people to see it yet, but I still want to have this code up to date so that when I leave this page or something happen and I come back, this is what I'm going to see back like that. Not that I have to start from scratch again. But if you are okay with everything and you want it to be available to them, then you just publish the stuff like that. And as you can see, the changes we are doing right now is happening on the desktop. But some of the changes or some of these elements you are using here, some of them are responsive by default. It will change the layout of some of these elements once you update the view. And as you can see right now, we are now on the tablet. But if you look at all the text, it's not looking nice on tablet. So we can now adjust the setting of this particular this. So we can go to the style like that. And as you can see, you have all the style again. On the advanced, you can go there and edit whatever you want to edit. But let me click on the text first. So am I on it? Okay, I think I'm on it already. So we have the style for the stuff. So we have this. You have the padding in case you want to change any of these information. They have the typographical style, which is where you can change what I need right now, because now as you can see is using 45, and as you can see that there is now this little icon there. So that thing is telling you that this setting, oh, it will only be for tablet. But if you want, you can switch to any one of them you want to update. But I would advise you to always switch it from here so that you see the view first before you change the thing, because you don't just want to change things anyhow like that. But based on whatever you pick here, it's going to update it. And if you want to update any one of them, just switch it to yourself. But always do it here so that you see the view first before you now update, because you'll be seeing the stuff and you can see now that it makes sense with this, or let's just use 30 like that, or you can even update the value here directly instead of so just put 30 like that, and it's making sense. And if you go back to the desktop, it will be using the default value that is there. But once you're on tablet like that, then it switch to this particular value. The same thing here too. Any of the value you want to update, just click on it, and you go to the style of it and you adjust whatever you need. So adjust. As you can see that the way they are placing it is quite different, but you always see that it's the same typographic like you want to change. So once you click on this, as you can see, this one is 28, but I want it to be 28, so I'm going to change it to maybe 24 like this. So save, and I think it's okay like that. But what, so let's go down to the other section. As you can see too, this side is not making sense at all on tablet. Why do we need to put them side by side? On tablet we can just put them on top of each other. And if you look at all this thing, they're in a container. So if you look at it, the two of them or all of them here, or depending on how they are doing this thing. But assuming I'm the one now, I will not be okay. Yeah, it's actually using the correct stuff, which is grid. I want to talk that if I'm the one, I won't be using container. I will be using grid, because with grid, it's quite easy to just specify the number of column you need instead of you adjusting. So once we click on this grid now, then we can go to is this thing. So it have, can you see, column that you want. So on this screen, we don't want two column, we want one. So which is going to make this thing to look nice. As you can see, it's more making sense than what we have before, that it's now putting them together. But this one actually makes sense because the content is not that much, so they can stay side by side like this because it's good. Again, for this one, is it okay like this? This one too is using 2 2, but I think 2 2 is not okay. We can change it to 1 1. So how do we change it? We just need to find the container. Can you see that I'm selecting the text, not the container? What you need is the container, because it's a container. But here now, as you can see, they are using flex for this one. It's not using grids. But you know, this one too, you have all the setting like that. Even this one is just 1 1. No? It's 1 1. So how come, wait, oh, what this thing is showing, this is not the container that I want to pick. So let me pick this one. This is a blog. This thing was inserted. No, I don't want to show the post content. Let's just show the title. Okay. Oh, why is this one? Let me edit this. So it's not showing the content like that. This one did not have image, so that's why it's not showing. But we can actually remove it, because this thing come with this is a widget to show your blog post, because you don't want to be inserting them one by one. You want this thing to be there automatically like that. So the title, that's on what this is, a post, and we can go to the blog setting. As you can see now, blog columns, it is 3. Blog column medium, it is 2. Then on blog column tab, let me see, medium, this 2 is too much. Let's see, it's just 1. Is this not column? Let me see, this theme is not, yeah. So why is calling it tab? So what is that, the medium? Is the laptop that is calling medium? That's strange. But this medium is the same thing as tablet, but now it's calling it another name, which is tab. But let's see. And then for this big screen, it is 3. But let me publish and let me see, so that I can know what is going on the page. So going back to the page, this is what we have by default. And as you can see here, it is 3 3 for this. But as you can, this is it here now. It's showing 3 3 on big screen like that. But on tablets, still loading. Or let me enter this. So yeah, all our changes now should be here. So I'm a creative WordPress developer and AI whatever stuff. So let's switch this thing into the responsive mode, and I want to go into, this is still large screen, so I want to go into desktop. And as you can see, this stuff has changed, but this thing doesn't make sense. So we need to work on this one too. This text is too big, this one too is too big. So if you go to big screen, it's actually okay. Can you see that the icon, it looks, it's centered there, but on tablet, you can see now it's now going outside of the, or it's going inside the container. So all these texts are too big. We only adjust this one. This one was not there. But let's scroll down to the other one. As you can see, this side is making sense, unlike the way we have it before, that it's putting 2 2 by the side. So this one too, I told you this one is making sense with 2 2 like that. And for the blogs, this one too now touching to 1 1 like that. So let me go into the mobile. So what is it showing? You can see on the mobile, they are now stacked on top of each other. It's not side by side again. So if you look at this one, this is the content. So this one looks nice. As you can see, it looks nice on the mobile. It's only the tablet that is not making sense. This one is too, is making sense on mobile. We don't need to change anything. this one too has been adjusted. Most of all this, your team, they used to adjust the mobile down for you automatically. You know, mobile, most of their thing is always on top of each other. So that's why they normally put it. But if it is not okay, you can actually return it back by picking the stuff you need. Again, too, this one too is okay. So the only thing I know that we can actually update is this one here, which is not looking nice on the tablet. And I did not check that part. So let's go back into that side. Let's go back to that side, and as you can see, like this, we just need to click on any of the items you want. There's a lot of things that are coupled together. You know, a container, inside container, there is one item by this side, there is now another container, then inside this second one there is text at the top, and there is this other text down here. But we want to edit it, which is this counter. But this thing now is a widget on its own, because it's, you know, if you reload this thing, the thing is counting. So that's why you see that this thing is a separate widget, which is called this counter, like this. And we can go back to this place and search for all this. In case you too want to add the stuff, just search for the stuff here. So let me see. As you can see, it has sidebar, which is for the mobile stuff. But yeah, so this is the X add-on that was added that time. So it's the one that gave us some of the settings that we need. Let me see if it's coming from here. Yeah, so they pick the blog post from it. So it can give you blog post. It give you this logo carousel or like that. I think this carousel is the one. You know, if you go to some site, all this logo that used to scroll from left to right. So I think this is what this thing can give you, like that, and you can insert it to see how it works. But as you can see, can see that it has come here now, so you can you know, so this you can, but it's just for logo only, but I don't need it. It's just for us to, so this counter is what we want to adjust. Where is it? So let me click on this. So clicking on it there, we have this ending number. So this is where it's going to end. This is where it's starting from. That's why when you go to the page and you reload, you see that it will start counting, and it will get up to this. And it's something you can do from JavaScript, but all these things, they are there already. You don't need to do it yourself, because this is JavaScript behind the scene there. But all this thing has been created for us. All we just need to do is to adjust the content. So it starts from 0, then it's going to end on this line, which I think is really much. So what we can just do is to use 500 like this. So it's going to stop at 500. So this is a suffix, which is what is going to be at the end. So we have the prefix and we have the suffix. So if you want to put something at the front or before the stuff, so you can just pass it here like that. But I'm not going to put anything there. Again, the number of milliseconds is going to take to count from 0 to that number. So if this one is 2000, which is 2 seconds. So milliseconds is 1000 milliseconds is 1 second. So since this one is 2000, that means 2 seconds. And if you want to increase it, you can increase or decrease it. Again, too, they have this 1000 separator in case you are dealing with this thing, which is that comma that is showing, you know, like 2500. No, before it was a big number here. So let me put 2500 here. Can you see that it's separating the stuff? So that's, you can put this in there like that. Can you see that it's not separating it again? So in case you don't want it, but I'm going to use 500. So whatever widget you are using is going to bring out the setting, and this thing, they are visual. You can play with them until you are okay with the setting that you have. But now, as you can see, this is the text that we want, but we should be able to customize the setting of this thing, because I want to reduce it. So let me see if it's giving us that. So we can go under the style. So once we go to the styling, and as you can see, do we have anything like that? So for the number, this is where you see the setting for the number, and for the actual title, which is that project whatever. So as you can see, we can change the typographical like that. So we can just come here. This is the font is using by default, but this 14 I think is too big, so we can change it to 12 like this. And again too, this line height is too much. The line between each one of them is really much, so we can, let me see if it have it. As you can see, it's there like that, but it's not really having that much now. Let me just use one, but it's not. So it's not going to be one rem. Oh. It's going to just be one. Okay, because no, what is there is that when you say one rem, it means it's going to be 16 like that. But you know the font size is 12. So that's why it give a little gap. But let me use 1.5. But I thought this one is going to give me a way of specifying the stuff where, when you are doing it normally in CSS, you don't need to put units. So which means it will be depending on the font size that is there. But with this one now, you have to adjust it until you see that it is okay. But now, the setting that I have here, I want to have it on this one. What you have to do is to click on that one, then go through the process, but that's waste of time. So what you can do is that any one of them that you've changed or anything that you did here, you can right click on them and you can click on copy. So once you copy the stuff, so wherever you want it to appear, there are two types of paste. You can see paste style, paste, you want to paste that content. But when you say paste style, that content that you copy, all the style that is there is going to paste it on this element. So here now we can just paste style. So, and as you can see, that style too has been applied. So you don't need to start repeating yourself for elements that are the same. Once you just do one, then you just copy and paste for the other one. And if you make any changes to one of them, just copy it, then go to the one you want to update and paste the style. So the same thing here too. We just need to paste, not paste to paste the style. And again, it's going to update the stuff like that. Again, we need to adjust these icons that we have there. So under the style, don't know why the thing is too big like this. So let me just no. So it was 20. So let me use 16, which is one rem like that. But why is this alignment by that side? Let me no. This is the icon. Let me see the advanced. Where is the container itself? So okay, I think it's inside another container. No, that's not done its own. So what I want here is to adjust the stuff. And how do we adjust it? So this is the color of it. So where's the setting for let me see the content. So this is where we'll pick the icon, and this is where we have the color of it like that and the size. But I don't want it to be aligned to that side. So advanced for this, so we can check the margin, the padding. As you can see here, I don't like this thing. The padding is too much. The padding is too much. So on the top it is 15, on the right it is 20. This 20 is too much. Wait oh. So like that, let me unlink. Look at what just happened now. If you change one of them, other one will change, but that's not what you want. So you can actually unlink them. So once you click on it, it's going to unlink them. But this I want you to use the default. I think at the top is using, what did I have there before? I think it's 20, but I don't want you to be using the same value for them. So top and bottom should be 20, but right and left, let me use let's see, let's say let's use what's wrong with this thing? So let's use 10. Then on the left too, this is going to be 10 like that. But this top and bottom is not too much. Let me see what is here. Let me pick what is here. So the style like that. Let me copy everything. So copy, then come back here, then paste style so that oh, the icon color has changed. So we can go back into the content, the style rather. So change the color. Or it have the color it was using, but it did not update the color here. So I have to press Ctrl Z because I will lose that color, and the color is not set. You can actually save all this color in case you want to save it somewhere. And how do you save it? We can actually create a global color for it like that. So I can just create a color so that next time if I want to use it, I don't need to be opening this color. What you open is global. So once you click on global, as you can see, it will bring it outside because I want to paste the setting back here. Or is it displaying the way it is? All right, because this widget, the widgets Hmm. Okay, this is the right that I need. Yeah. So this is what I need because it's too. But does it look nice like this? Let me reduce it a little bit. And this top and bottom too, they are too much. Okay, I think 10 is okay. So it is visual, so you can just adjust any of these settings. So I think it's okay. This one too should be 10. But why is it right? So let me click outside and see like that. I think it's making sense. So we can just copy. But before I copy the style and paste, I want to save all this color because all these color are not saved. So let me open it. Then I can create it so that next time if I want to change the color back, I don't need to start checking the stuff. So click on this one too. So on the style, then this one is this green. So we can add it to global like that so that it will be easier for us to work with. So save, then after the save, from there now I can copy this one. So copy like that, then we can paste the style on top of it, but see that the color has changed. And that's the reason why I have to. So now I can just click on this one, then update it to that. Where's the color? It was one blue like this. This is not it. So that one not save. See, I will use this one. That one did not save. So here too, we have paste style. So this thing, go back there. So click on this and we change it back to that the green. And as you can see, I think it makes sense like this. So we can publish it. But I think I did not change this one. Size. I did not change this one. So let me update all this. Uh, so suffix is K. This is 18K. Let me see what is that support ticket. We do not have anything like support ticket, but let's just leave it like that. 2,950 happy whatever stuff. So that one too. This is number of people we work with like that, and I think it's okay. Um, so what else can we change? What else can we change? What else can we update here? So this LinkedIn, we need to update their links to the correct profile. So I have my profile, for example, here now. I can go to the LinkedIn like this to get my profile link like that. Why is this in big like this? 100%. So now let me click on LinkedIn official website and I will log in into the system. So sign in, but this thing is going to ask me to authorize from my app because where's Google now? Oh, I don't want to be typing this thing. Show you. I've never logged in on this thing before. This is what I was waiting for because I don't need to be typing the stuff myself. It's going to link to Google. So let me wait for it. Yeah, so it's going to ask me if I want to verify. So where is this? So this thing is going to come on my phone because I activated this stuff 2FA. Yeah, come outside. Yes, then it's going to allow me to log in into the system. So how do you get your profile? So to get your profile, just click on your image. So this LinkedIn is where you can post your work and you can get offer. I've, this is where you can look for jobs as a developer. And again, to this is where you can showcase what you are working on, what you worked on, and look at other people in your category and you can connect with them so that you have experience from there like that. So again, you can update any of this link. What you just need to do is to let's click on it. So once you click on it, the widget for that one too, it's going to come out because it's a widget, which is a social icon. As you can see, it have LinkedIn, Twitter, but I don't like this icon because it's no more Twitter, it's now X. So we need to update it. So we can just click on it, and once we click, as you can see, we can upload the icon if you have it, like if you have your own icon, or you can use your own icon library. So once you click on it, it's going to bring out all the icon, but it's no more Twitter. So what we want to use is X. So that's okay. This it's like that. So insert in that place, and it's going to replace the stuff. So it's not going to be. So what do we want to use? So you can use the official color in case, or you can use the custom color, but I don't need to change that one. So for the Facebook too, we can update the icon, but I think all these one are actually okay. So what we just need to do is to pass the URL. So this is going to be https like this www.x.com then slash whatever your name, which I'm going to use this one like that. So which other one did I want to update? So Facebook too, you can update it, but for the YouTube, I'm just going to link to our channel like that. For example, it's going to link to this our playlist like that. So we can just get the link to the playlist. Where are you? Where are you? Where is the link? Where is the link? Come outside playlist. Yeah, so open this, then get shareable link, then go back to the page like that. So the YouTube, then paste the URL like that. Which other one do we want to update? I think that's all for now. Every other one you can update the URL because this one is just loading since. I don't know why it's taking time to load because this is not supposed to take time like that to just load simple LinkedIn. Okay, let's wait. Oh, still loading. So I don't need to wait for that. So let's just continue with it. Again, too, you can change the shape of your this thing, whether you want it to be circle or you want it to be square or you want it to be round. Again, too, you can change all the columns, the alignment that you want. Maybe you want it to align to left or right, but all this one we don't need to do all those settings in case you need to style them, because if you look at it, the style there is different when you over on the stuff. So as you look at it now, you can see that it have this kind of a background, and again too the icon change to the other one. So under the style, we can update all the stain there like that. What are the primary color? That's why you see that it's not having any color by default. It is transparent. So when you drag this stuff here, that's totally transparent. Then when you drag it here, then it have the color that you pick. So if you don't want to have any color, just drag this second slider to this side so that that color is going to be totally transparent. And if you drag it to this side, it's going to have the color that side like that. But what if you want to change the stuff when it is what is the border type and all those things? So what we can do here is to change the, as you can see, the border type. It is solid. If you don't want it to be solid, we can use dotted. So which means it's going to be dotted around through. But what if the icon is over? That's the one you see that the color is not changing to that color, or you can even update it to any other color that you want. So the secondary color, the border color in case. But now you see there is no color on the border. That's the reason why it's not showing any color. Once we move on top of it, the color will be removed or the border, but the background is going to be there. And the thing is smart because all the icon that is there, they are SVG. And when it is SVG, when you include them as normal HTML code, you can change the color automatically. And that's what is doing behind the scene. As you can see that it updates the color to the white this thing. So that's why I see here we have the primary and we have the secondary color. So here we can update it to another color if you want like that, and it's going to update the thing. Change now. Ah, this thing still loading. Not change. Okay. Like that. So as you can see, it's going to update the stuff, but I think it's okay at that white because white is making sense. Then the animation, maybe you want to do some kind of a animation when, so we can just use shrink mean is just going to reduce the size. So what that is there, as you can see, so it's going to reduce the size of whatever that is there, or you can just pause is like something that is doing something like this. So that's what we call pause. Why this pop, that one will just grow at once. Not that it will be up, not that it will be so just go up like that and or bounce in. It's going to just depend on what you want to use like that. So they have some of these predefined this thing, but you can actually create your own too later on if you want to do it. All these things are just CSS that is going on. We can publish all our changes that we just did now, and once it's done from there, then we'll go back to the page and see what is going on. But I mentioned something now. What if you want to apply your own custom CSS? Because if you look at it, this thing will not allow us to do any code. Normally, assuming you're using Pro, there's a setting for custom CSS. So you can quickly put your CSS there. But now it's telling us to pay before you can use that feature. But you don't need to pay like that, but you have to go, you have to do extra work like that. So if you want to add your own CSS without using their own this thing, what you have to do is just to inspect the code so that you see the class that they are applying on that element. Or you don't even need to do this in case maybe you don't need to depend on what is there before. So you can see that element, it is here like that. And as you can see, all those things you are doing is generating all the necessary CSS that you need like that. You can see the CSS that is going down there too like that, and it have this box around it. No, and I can see they have their own classes they are creating, which is this Elementor. So, and that's how you know what people are using to develop. Anytime you go to any WordPress site and they're using Elementor, once you check one of their class, you see that it's going to have Elementor attached to it like that. And if I check or scroll down on this element, you are going to be seeing all the CSS that they actually apply on some of these elements like that. As you can see, they are using all this flex property that we've talked about, but that's not the one I'm looking for. Is this one that actually owns the image? Because I'm looking for that property around it. Did they apply it on this, on the image? So let me see, so that we can know where to put that, because I want to change this border, but I don't want to do it from the Elementor widget setting. I want to do it from the HTML code. So I want to know where that thing is coming from so that I can just update it. So I think they are applying it directly on the image. So let me check the image. So where's the image? Yeah, so as you can see, the stuff is actually coming from the image. You can see the border, so the border color and the border radius, and that's the reason why the thing is in circle like that, because they adjust the border radius. And where is that thing coming from? So we can click on the element itself and go under the style. So you are going to see, you can see the width is this like that. The height is the same, because when you want to turn something to circle, height and width have to be the same thing. So we are having 180 pixels here. So going back to the page, as you can see the stuff, so it will generate the correct CSS. And again, if you scroll down to the section where there is border radius, as you can see, border radius, it is 100 100 100 across like that. And that's the reason why it's showing 100 at that place like that. You can see all the value 100, which is the same thing as you typing it once, because it's the same value, just type it once. But they are using all these things, generating the stuff, so it's putting all of them there. But now, what if we don't want to use, assuming now that setting now is not something that we can do from here. It's not something we can do from here. So how do we now do this stuff? So they have widgets. So let me bring this in back. So we have widget that we can use. So what we just need to do at the end of this stuff here, we can just add another widget. Just let me right click on this one and just add new container like that. So it's going to add another one after it. So the, no, not inside. Don't put it inside. Put it outside like this. Let me collapse all this one, because I don't want it inside, I want it outside of it. Don't they add and where I don't want to go outside, it's still inside. See, let me move it down here and let me scroll down. So this is the widget here. So what do we want to add inside it? So what we need to add inside it is just HTML, the one I showed yesterday. So once we click on it, it will give us this HTML. This one will not show on the page at all like that. We don't need for it to show on the page. So what we can just do is to start applying our CSS or HTML. So here we just need to do this style like that. So inside the style, as you can see, what we just need to put is the code that we want. So what do we want to do? We want to target elements that have this rounded uh, elements like that, or whatever you want to call it. And what is it going to happen inside it? What we want to have is the border color now is going to be red instead of whatever that is there. But nothing is going to happen here like that. Nothing is going to happen yet because there is no element with this particular class. But how do we assign that class to the element? So you just need to go to any element you want under the advanced section like that. If you scroll down, there is a section for you to add ID, and there's a no, this is the CSS ID. So when you want to give the element ID, this is where you do it. And when you want to give it class, this is where you do the stuff. And what we want to do is to give it this rounded element like that, and we can save the stuff. So where is it? It's supposed to show. Let me publish it. Does it have this class on my element? Because I did not see it there. So let me refresh. So you now, you are going to set up another this thing. You're going to set up another WordPress this thing site. Then you are going to create it for portfolio too, but you are going to pick a separate every process that will follow. But you are going to do with another this thing, another team, and on that's one. But I will advise you to do this another one by just like any of your people that you know that can do website. Just ask them, oh, or whatever business they are doing. Just ask about them. I want to use your business because that thing has really helped a lot of people. What I'm saying right now, it has really helped. Like it has taken people to where they are not even thinking because the way those people are going to talk about this thing outside, you too said you not even expect the stuff because you don't know where this thing. So you just need to ask one of the this business they are doing. I can actually create a site for you. So you not that business they are doing, you go online, you look for any site that is related or you see how they do their stuff. Then based on that experience, you now set up the WordPress to do something like that. So that's another thing I want to do like that. Where is this? You did not give this my element. Wait, let me stop recording because that's